as well. Eagle Gaming are going to be on the offense. I want to see if Getamaze is going to stick on this Roadhog. It's been working out very well for him thus far.
Yeah, and Getamaze, of course, coming into the roster for the first time now. He has been subbed in lieu of Leaf, who was a previous Widowmaker player. Hardest can also play it, but for now he's going to be on the Tracer, but he's got to watch out. A damage-boosted body shot from either Unfixed or Kenzie will end his life in a moment. Doesn't matter how much healing Hip and Lilbo can put at him.
Yeah, that is one of the reasons why Tracer not picked so often now, especially against these Widows. Already chased out by the tanks, you see, so absolutely nothing was gained at the moment. In fact, a little bit of ult charge for CIS Hope. And now Eagle Gaming moving themselves onto the point, trying to just corral themselves in here, maybe recharge the shield, look for those, and fish for those hooks. They're going to be spotted, obviously, that Sonic Arrow revealing all of their locations.
They just got to worry about Hardest. They know where everyone else is, and they're going to be laying in the shot after shot.
Yeah, Kenzie doing a good job of staying safe, and he will be for the majority of the time. Nico's going to have the one to deal with it, or Hardest even, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Kenzie didn't receive the positional advantage there from his tanks. No defense matrix, no bubble, but it didn't seem to matter as Unfix was charging off the rest of the team as he was able to lay out those dragons fairly early. Main just gets grabbed in, but a Transcendence being used there just to make sure he keeps himself alive.
Well, Kenzie, do not die here to Lilbo, the brave boy. Is going to be put down by Unfixed, but has earned himself a sound barrier now. And Eagle Gaming haven't yet accrued a tick, despite that being such a long fight. A minute and 20 seconds from their time bank has been spent. Eng is returning to the fray. He's been ushered back by Kenzie, of course. And he took a very risky res. He brought Kenzie back, but Hardest was there waiting. And of course, Hardest now has that pulse bomb available to try and remove a squishy target in record time.
Well, he's going to be aiming for those supports, or Kenzie or Unfix, I can imagine. You've got to make sure you take out Kenzie. As soon as he did that, the defense started to cripple a little bit, but it was on Unfix to bring it back from the brink of death. Main's going to take out Hardest, so that one being one DPS already being eliminated, and that pulse bomb usage as well now gone. Eagle Gaming going to have to wait a little bit.
There they are, being much more cautious on their stack, making sure that Unfixed and Main can't stay up on that high ground and plink away at them for free while they're inside the house. This means that Eagle Gaming can now move into their house that they had before, but having to worry about that high ground being transitioned up to by the Zenyatta. They'll have to worry about the Hanzo, though, with that walk line.
There is the Primal Rage, does get dragged in, and that's going to force a sound barrier coming through from Eagle Gaming. A Coalescence as well to boot. However, Getamaze is going to go down fairly quickly, but that self-destruct in the air is going to find Sharek, and Hardest finds the duel actually onto Kenzie somehow. Kenzie went for a very aggressive positioning, but Hardest made short work of him. Lilbo is still alive and well on the point, keeping his tanks clean also. Is wiping off all that dirt that you get from all that combat they've been eschewing. However, those dragons coming from spawn, it seems like, or maybe eaten, I'm not entirely sure. In fact, I think they were eaten. Unfixed wasn't even near the spawn there, Harry. Was actually on top of the point. A Transcendence once again coming out from Main, keeping the fight going.
Can't body block there for Eng, taken down by Nico, and Hardest picking up Main as well. Looks like it may well be Curtains to CIS Hope on point A here.
Might well be. Sharek going very low, has to dive back to the health pack and the self-destruct onto the point to clear everybody out once again. Kenzie is back, actually finds the kill onto Nico. There's only 60 seconds remaining here, so CIS buying a lot of time. Another kill onto Hardest. Kenzie just taking over this game. He still needs to be able to touch, though. 2 ticks have been acquired. Kenzie goes back down, same with Sharek, but in that bubble, is it going to last for long? Not when Getamaze jumps back onto the point. If Unfix does have the dragons, although jumping on, sacrificing himself for a little bit more time. Same with Kenzie. They are going to eventually cap, but now only 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the time bank.
Wasn't as expedient as they wanted from Iconvold, but now the speed is being pumped up by Lilbo. We're already on the point. It's been turned up to 11, but can CIS Hope put the dampener on this noise?
And look at these ults as well. The Coalescence is going to unleash first, along with that Shadow. It only finds one, though, in Shao, but that might just be all they need. Hardest is going to find the pulse bomb kill onto Unfixed, and there's Getamaze pushing everybody back with the whole hog. Main, you're going no way near this point just yet. They find 2 ticks, but they are able to still touch. Sharek goes primal and is going to be able to knock everybody away, but it's just dealing with Unfix is going to be the problem. He's got hook available in the next couple of seconds, but still buying time for his team to come back. Kenzie is one over to this Junk Rat, as well as this May coming through for Unfix as well. Stall tactics are now in paramount for CIS Hope. Kenzie finds 2 kills and has got himself almost a tire. They might have just stabilized, but they've given up 94% on the second point.
A minute has been used from Eagle Gaming's .2 time bank. They're not going to be too unhappy with the results there. Great use of the whole hog from Getamaze to make sure that Main couldn't even get on the point with that Transcendence, and also managed to gain Eagle Gaming 2 ticks over the course of that. So great play. One of the most innovative uses of the whole hog I've seen in competitive Overwatch.
Well, Hard is getting chased out now. He's going to be safe on that giant health pack. No more May, unfortunately, but it will be Kenzie with a Riptire. They are going to push themselves in now, but Super Fluke once again has that shatter. You can see Hard is in the low right now, just chasing out Kenzie. Kenzie can't use that Riptire now, has to go back to spawn. He sticks the mech, also doesn't quite find a kill, but finds a lot of damage on the tanks. Upix going extremely low, but the self-destruct is going to ignite Hardest. He ends up going down, and this will be still Eagle Gaming with numbers advantage on the point. Kenzie unrips that tire, and he's going to lead it back around Super Fluke. He was corralled in that short corridor, but it's now only Chow they need to deal with. Chow was soon to join them, same with Unfix. They end up cleaning up the rest of the fight. No more percentage gained, although a lot of ultimates were expended for both sides.
And then was like, he's had enough of the Mercy. He's moved over to the Ana. We're seeing double flex support come out of CIS Hope, and we know their roster is flexible. I wasn't quite expecting this. Eng, he's going to have to worry now, because Eagle Gaming are going to be able to run onto him. There's no speed boost to help him escape. He's going to have to be incredibly proactive, potentially positioning back to spawn rather than letting this quad tank flow into him. But of course, Bionic Grenade, incredibly useful for denying the healing coming out of a Moira and denying the take a breather ability available to Rotok.
There's Shaq, jumps on the tanks again. Nice little movement tech there, and there is the grenade. Super Fluke is going to get inflicted mainly, and he's going to go down to Kenzie. A self-destruct in the back line isn't going to quite find anybody, but Unfix sure is with those storm arrows and a couple of headshots as well. Get Amazed, gets purpled also, and he ends up going down, and that will just be a complete reset here for Eagle Gaming. Most of the time bank now used. Only 1 minute and 40 seconds remains.
It's going to be a nasty stagger onto Nico here, and looks like it's going to finally be finished off by Chow. Mercy has been applied in the form of fusion cannons. But CIS Hope seem to have found their groove here. They now have 2 support ultimates in the bank. They're going to be feeling nice and safe, and Kenzie, of course, in an emergency, can bring out that Riptire, and I imagine his main target, as always, will be Super Fluke, because once that Reinhardt shield is gone, they are just a pin cushion from which you can extract ultimate from long range.
But Eng, he's got that nano boost. Who's it going to get applied to? Probably Sharek of all people. Maybe Chow if Sharek is down or injured. However, Unfix have been working his way towards those dragons as well. There's Sharek with the nano, does leap backwards, so he's now going to have to push himself forwards with no leap to back him up, as it were. And now with the Eng going down, another large source of healing now being eliminated. Sharek didn't really do all with that nano boost. And in fact, look at Super Fluke's positioning on that point. Does land the shatter onto Sharek, but he is going to be able to get up and protect himself with his own bubble. 1 minute now in the time bank left, although 45 seconds, I should say. Another attack stop. CIS Hope still holding.
A pathetic recast of that particular fight, George. You said that the Nano would be going onto the Winston. That's exactly what happened. We said that Kenzie would throw the Riptire onto Super Fluke, and that's exactly what happened. Eagle Gaming, they've decided they still want to go in the last 30 seconds with this quad tank, but they're running out of chances. They have an ultimate left, they have a sound barrier, but it may well be the last chance here for Eagle Gaming.
A different point of contention this time around, going on the left-hand side, and that sound barrier is going to get opened up first. A big grenade does land on the Diva, and she ends up going down to that large health back, but can't quite use it. Another coalescence coming out from Hit. This guy is just tearing them up. You can see the support and the Junkrat just being corralled. He finds himself 2 solo kills with that coalescence, and he's still alive on the point and kicking. He's going to find yet another kill onto Sharek, and in fact, Unfix just trying to save at least a little bit more time. Overtime is here, and a nice hook line and sinker onto Eng after he did get purpled. Hardest is building himself up towards that Graviton Surge, but can't quite find it just yet. However, it is now the slow trickling of members from CIS Hope to get back on the point. Eagle Gaming still holding fast. They've got 1% to go. They finally clock it over, as Unfix was just a fraction too late.
The clutch was there from Eagle Gaming. They stuck to their guns, and eventually that gun unjammed and fired in the face of CIS Hope, but not the ideal time right there. If CIS Hope can complete with over a minute left, they will have a free attack onto first. But if they can't complete, the series is over, Jaws.
Series done and over, and CIS Hope will find their first not only loss of the season, but a loss in the series as well. Eagle Gaming now on the defense. We'll see what they want to bring out, because again, Anubis, we've seen a little bit of innovation on Anubis. We've seen a lot of this Orisa being played, can be boosted up with the Mei to try and protect the Widowmaker, but we've seen a lot of it played on the points as well, where she just holds fast, holds down, and just hits that golden button, puts the shield in front of her, and then no one can move her.
And the uptime for Orisa shield is one of the reasons why it's so important on the defense of Temple of Anubis, because you can play an angle as Widowmaker behind that and always win out in Widow doors, because you don't even have to worry about the enemy Widow. Unless that Widow is going to fire like 8 shots into the shield before you can hit 1 headshot, that shield's not going down before you kill them.
You don't want to peek against a Widowmaker that's not only pocketed by the Mercy, but has got a shield in front of her as well. Doesn't like Nico's jumping onto
basically
this
on
Junkrat
vacation.
too. Yeah, basically. He's just kicking back, relaxing on your lounger. You got a margarita next to you.
My doggy.
Yeah, exactly that. Nico's going to be chillaxing on the junk rat. Rather twitchy as the junk rat, but can relax sometimes, I'm sure. We've seen his buccaneer skin. I'm sure he has a whale of a time on the summer holidays.
I just imagine like Junkrat in like a kiddie pool.
Just splashing around.
Yeah,
that should be one of his emotes.
He has to like wrap up his wooden leg in like a Tesco bin, in a Tesco plastic bag.
Just to make sure it doesn't go rotten.
Yeah.
Man, that's going to be kind of annoying, right? That must wear down pretty quickly as well, considering the amount of hopping he does.
I imagine so, but CIS Hope, they've got high hopes of their own here as they move out for their own attack. Kenzie, of course, on the Widowmaker that he's so well known for, and it's shield versus shield, but Winston one won't last as long, and Kenzie's going to have to try and weigh up what he wants to do here. Hard is going to be very incredibly protected. Main's already taken a bit of damage. Unfixed can try and demand some attention on this Genji if he tries to make his way through, and you can see on the right just there, he's ready to try and make his inroads.
Trying to make his entrance. That brand new shield as well is going to leave him with a little bit of spam to just make sure he can get a little bit of damage down. Does get halted in, although still has deflect, not using it just yet. Just wants to build up this ultimate, and Nico is going to get jumped on rather quickly. However, a Discord Orb onto the monkey will leave Shark going very low. But the problem is, with Nico already going down here, Kenzie's going to have a little bit more of a free time. Arisha's going to get pushed off here, rather sharpish as well. She's the only one available now. Nice headshot from Kenzie. Didn't quite charge it up quick enough, but Unfix was there to find the kill. And now that Mercy is in a lot of trouble, along with Nico. He did end up getting resurrected in the end, but Kenzie making just clean work of the tanks in the front line. Super Fluke falling, and now it is all in CIS Hope's basket.
There's the first tick coming through, and Aang's built up to a Valkyrie. Looks like it will be, in fact, Lilbo popping this first. We'll have to see if Aang wants to answer.
Kenzie still taking pop shots at that Zenyatta, but they are just going to dip for cover. There's a lot of AoE healing now from the Mercy, but look what's available. Unfix does have that Dragon Blade, and with 2 ticks now on the point, and that Venom Mine almost clipping Kenzie in the head. If only he could get those headshots, but Unfix might not even need it, to be honest with you. With another couple of kills coming through from Shark and Unfix to Light, they might just clean out the point here. It
looks like they may all be deciding to try and save whatever ults they can. Aang held on to that Valkyrie for a long time. Only Main had to invest for Transcendence, and now Unfixed has the blade ready, but Hip just as ready to answer, and a moment's beck and call. There's a Transcendence. So here, CIS, they need to make a deep dive. They need to go all the way onto Hip. They need to force a Transcendence, create a good win condition here for Unfixed. But of course, it's going to be incredibly hard, because Hardest is now on the Brigitte, and you've got to fear that shield bash as the younger Shimada.
Well, Nico is on the Genji also, so going back to one of his old favorites. 25% already on that ultimate. Is going to find death rather swiftly, though, at the hands of Unfix, who still has that Dragon Blade available. Trying to take out the Mercy rather vanilla, and that's exactly what he does do. That Transcendence being forced out as well, because that Mercy's already going to go down. It's going to leave Unfix with a clean Dragon Blade. Jumps straight on the Brigitte, dispatches with her, and just going to dive straight onto the point as well. No defense mage is going to save you now. Mercy, unfortunately, going down also just means there's no healing on the point. Chow now just trying to corral the rest of the supports in, and Kenzie just handily dealing with Nico. He's at half HP. They have to be able to touch right now. Unfix is making mean work of your backline with Chow backing you up also.
Dash reset after dash reset here for Unfix, and managed to save Aang.
Kenzie is going to take out Hib with the help of a Discord Orb, and Unfix still doing so much work on this vanilla Genji play. Genemace is going to launch a self-destruct in mid-air, but not find anybody at all apart from a little bit of space. And now he's going to go straight back to spawn as well. Nico is going to go down. They're still not touching the point here. CIS Hope need to get back on here and actually contest. They are again going to take out Hardest. This guy is just having such a hard time, funnily enough, as namesakes go. Unfix is still dashing through enemies, and the thing is, there's still the trickling of members coming through from Eagle Gaming, but there's 5 minutes still remaining.
Soon he's going to have that Dragon Blade back again. He's got a damage boost, and he's laying Shuriken after Shuriken into Super Blue.
Still contesting. He's got the Dragon Blade, second in the single fight. This is like OT from the previous series all over again. Shark is going to show the rest of Eagle Gaming some hands, but Unfix finally unleashes the blade once more. Kenzie finds the head of Little Bow, and that'll be another Transcendence coming through from main. Ult after ult after ult, kill after kill after kill. They're finally contesting, finally building up percentage. They might just be able to get it here with Super Fluke falling, but another dash coming in from the Genji. This is just not ending. There's a sound barrier coming through now from Eagle, but they finally push Little Bow off the point and end the round.
I'm in awe of the length of this stagger, Jaws. Well, Eagle Gaming did rotate that rather well, but only half of the time bank of CIS Hope was drained, and now they have 4 minutes and 8 seconds to try and claim but 33% of Temple of Anubis and bring themselves back into this series on their map pick.
I just want to give you a context of how long that stall actually was. That was about 2 minutes and 30 seconds worth of stalling. that was quite a stall. That's quite a OT, contestant push there. However, having that in their time bank, like you just said, how much they need to get? Only 33%.
And 33% you can get pretty easily here. We saw Eagle Gaming before they gave up 33% without really moving down onto the point because they wanted that ideal positioning. But now, it's not an option, Jaws. We've got to just be on the point the entire time. And to do that, they will be bringing out their signature 3-3. But when this is here, you know who gets to roam free.
Kenzie, my boy. And same with Unfixed as well. He's going to have a nice time on that Genji. It's going to be fairly hard to cut through some of these tanks, but it's going to be able to build up it all pretty quickly. Just has to ignore Nico, or at least try to.
Just take out Hip, really. Eagle Gaming won't have a mercy, so no second chances are available. And really, you've got to try and pressure out Nico. Make sure that Nico's never really ready to use that shield bash on Unfixed, because that's going to be the biggest thorn in the side of CIS Hope here. And Eng's going to start off with a Sonic arrow, make sure that they can try and catch out anyone who may be trying some shenanigans, and they may well get caught here. We'll have to see where he decides to place that. They're not in the Thirst Pavilion, they know that much.
Oh, God. I can't imagine, and I've never seen a team hide there. Although, very quick on the engagement. Obviously, they have got that Lucio speed boost. But you can see CIS Hope just making a rather easy retreat onto their, into their spawn, into that bunker.
Unfixed straight over onto the Farah. He doesn't want to deal with any of this, and Get Amazed is going to be the only real point of damage, which he has to worry about when he boosts up into the air, tries to go full melee. Sharek already under pressure, but remember, if these guys lose one fight, they may well be done.
Sharek is going to go on the point here as well. It's actually going to force the rest of Eagle Gaming back to actually deal with him, which gives Unfixed, look how much free room he's got. Nico has been spotted out as well. Does get the shield bash onto Meng. He receives a particle barrier as well from the Zarya. That boot doesn't quite land him in the rest of the team, but look at this dominance in the air. Kenzie has a free line of sight as well onto the point. They're still contesting the point here. Nico is in a lot of trouble once more.
Time to play some duck hunt here for Kenzie, and Unfixed going to be trying the same thing, the carpet bombing from above.
Well, the hardest going down first up isn't going to be a good sign at all. 60% now for Unfixed. The Coalescence being built up so quickly is going to force them onto the point. And Primal Rage being unleashed and Super Fluke is going to go down. CIS Hope might just find the first win in this series and a comeback as well. Nico's going to go down once more, and Unfixed pressuring this backline. Same with Sharek. As soon as the Primal Rage was there, they knew it was a one fight. Get Amazed is going to fall. CIS Hope find their first win in the series. And this might just go to map 5. Could we have the second map 5 of today? I don't know. All I do know is Eagle Gaming still on match point, still all to play for in the next map.
Double support ultimates used there by CIS Hope. Sort of a celebration, like a firework, but of course, like you said, Eagle Gaming get to pick the next map, and I do wonder where we're going. I hope they don't pick Rialto. I said that before, but we've seen CIS Hope defend on Rialto before, and Sharek's so trusty on that Reinhardt, I don't know if it would be the correct choice for Eagle Gaming. But of course, Eagle Gaming did manage to hold first against Giganti, so I suppose it's sort of a toss-up, and maybe they can continue to flourish on these tanks.
A part of me does think it's going to be Rialto. I think that confidence from beating Giganti on that map against Giganti, who were running tanks, might just be all they need.
Well, they didn't beat Giganti, but they did hold first.
Yeah, they did hold first.
Giganti just held first a little bit better.
Yeah, that was a crazy hold. We'll see if it gets any crazier, though. We're going to take a quick break, guys. We'll be back with map number 4 very soon. CIS Hope now finally finding the win in the series. But Eagle Game still up match point, 2 points to their name. And now we are going to jump onto that escort game type. Now, we have seen once more Rialto being picked up by Eagle Gaming. That very, very quick and clean. I say quick and clean. It wasn't that clean, but it was a very quick first point hold on Rialto. And that's exactly where we're going. So we kind of called it.
Hoping to make the magic happen again, though maybe they will have figured out the sort of inconsistencies with their offense. Against We Have Org last week, we saw that Eagle Gaming managed to eventually win that one out. Their offense was a little bit more, I think they won that anyway. At any rate, they didn't get held on first, which is the point I'm trying to make here. So their offense has been improving against these teams, but CIS Hope may well be a whole other can of fish, or can of bears, compared to We Have Org.
I think it's kettle of fish is the saying.
A kettle of fish.
Kettle of bears.
Yeah.
Whole load of kettle of bears. Know how you fit one in?
I keep water in my kettle.
Yeah, same. I'm not really sure how you fit a fish in a kettle either,
Or bears.
Well, to be fair, fish are pretty small, some of them. Or bears. Regardless, we're still going to Rialto. Enough about kettles, enough about bears and fishing them. However, Escort as well as CIS Hope have been doing fairly well in the course of the season, like we just said. They've only just found their first 2 losses in this series. And with that, Unfix has just been performing out of his mind. Not on the Pharah, but on the Genji as well. This guy is just a toolbox of just so many different counter picks and pocket picks he has to him. And I want to see him bring out the Pharah yet again. It's just so effective when it comes to these high peaks that you can get. And this cover you can obtain as well on this first point.
I think Unfix is the official Shamad lad, considering that he is so good at both the Genji and the Hanzo in this current meta, but it does look like potentially on the defense could be picking up that Pharah. We've seen Shadow 2K bring this out before because you can play so well around the architecture, but it's difficult for a diva to try and challenge you or a Widowmaker. But there are a lot of angles on Rialto first, so you can try and get those flanks in with a sniper, and of course we'll have to see if Eagle Gaming will bring one of those out, but I'm going to bet my bottom dollar, Jaws. It's probably going to be tanks.
I can see that happening as well. There's absolutely no way.
I think they're going to run quad DPS with solo healer Brigitte, but
that makes sense.
You never know. Fefe comes up with some interesting strategies.
Well, if Harder 6 on May can heal herself in her ice block.
Oh yeah, she
so
can.
We good.
150 HP, I think.
And then just tell the rest of your team to play around health packs.
Yeah, man.
Easy. You don't even need Sombra, bro.
Just use my ice block for cover, noob.
Use it for cover, noob.
Get good.
Hey, look. If I get jumped on, I can heal myself. I can wall you off, maybe. We'll see. But it's probably not going to be made.
I'll wall you in with them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a stalling tactic.
I'm alive, by the way, but you're dead. It's fine. Sacrificial lamb. No sacrificial lamb on CIS Hope, though. They're going to run the Kenzie on the Widow. It's going to be rather free to sit nice and far back because Sharek and Chow are going to be those dive tanks, and they're going to have to deal with Unfix too. I love this composition, especially on this map. It's so hard to deal with every single facet of them. It can be incredibly tough taking Pharah. Kenzie's going to be very safe, and you've even got Sharek and Chow to back them up.
Lilbo going to be sending out a Sonic arrow at the beginning to try and figure out what positions of CIS Hope here on the defense, and Sharek may well be caught out already. They've spotted him, and it's going to be hardest throwing in a couple of plasma mortars his way, try and get a little bit of extra damage, but the damage coming over from the rooftops from Unfixed is making sure that Eagle Gaming don't move forward this cart a little bit too quickly.
Quick change from 3-3 to quad tank as Leaf does jump back into the roster and jumps on the Roadhog. So we are going to see that Pharah maybe in a little bit of trouble here as he does have D.Va and Roadhog now to contend with. Although taking a lot of damage in the front line is Super Pluke. Unfix doing a good job thus far, just pummeling that shield, make sure he's in a lot of danger all the time. And Kenzie on the back line, as you can see, finally spotted out, as he is going to back off rather sharpish.
He could be isolated here, but it does look like Eagle Gamer are all going to be sticking together now to benefit from that Moira Biotic grasp. All getting nice and healed up, but Unfix is happy to rain down the rockets and build up that ultimate very quickly.
Yeah, look at the way they're positioned as well. You either face towards the tanks and take a whole lot of damage from Pharah, or face Pharah and take a whole lot of damage from the tanks. Chow's going to launch that self-destruct into the mid-air, however, it doesn't find anybody, and Leaf and Hip end up returning the few kills. And Kenzie and Sharek are already dead, and Leaf's just going to move forward and finish off the rest of the team.
Unfixed landing, not quite a safe landing, but wasn't a crash. Taken down in the end. And we'll have to see if CIS decide to mix up their strategy here. We see Main still sticking on the Zenyatta. Why not? It's a very effective hero. And of course, he does have that all-important Transcendence ready to go. And maybe there's going to be a contest here from CIS Hope. But no, they're a little bit too late. Wow. Don't have the speed boost. And Eagle Gaming can now move forward with forward spawns as well.
They are very far up, although that speed boost coming out from CIS Hope. Although it looked like speed boost, there isn't actually a Lucio. I take that back. Graviton Surge now available for Hardest, so he's going to be able to move forward rather rapidly and just pressure out out the enemy team. You can see now doing just that. There's a Transcendence Blue fairly early and a Sound Barrier as well coming out from Eagle Gaming. Leaf is going to ram Kenzie into a wall and make sure he regrets every life decision he's ever made. And Super Fluke ends up finding a kill onto Main. So there we go. There's only going to be one ult now used in the form of that Coalescence just to clean up the rest of the members of CIS.
I'm really hoping a swapping that was not a good Valkyrie right there. He died within seconds to the Coalescence, and yeah, there it is. Moving over now to the Lucio. Looks like it's going to be 3-3 coming out from CIS. So they want to meet Eagle Gaming out in the field, who are also now on the 3-3. Leaf invested the whole hog there on the Roadhog, and now he's moved over on to that Brigitte. And hit over from the Moira onto the Zen.
Another rushed engage here from CIS Hope, and Unfix definitely pays that price. However, Sharek, a return shatter is going to net him a death, in fact, on those stats, and Unfix is going to go down as well. Kenzie and Leaf having a little one-on-one, and Leaf ends up getting the better of them. These very quick swap-ups here are at their detriment. They are not building ult as quick as Eagle Gaming are, who've been on Leafs since they came out the gate.
We call them reactive, and they are decisive, but what they are not is building up an ultimate bank here, and this means that they're going to have a lot of trouble trying to cement themselves on third as well. But Sharek's moving forward. He doesn't want to allow this payload to get into second for free.
Oh no, not again. Not like first point. Eagle
like
Gaming,
this.
we said once more that they have been practicing their offense quite clearly. There is their rally coming out from Kenzie, so he's going to be able to rush forward, although that Sound Barrier straight on the rest of the members of Eagle Gaming sets them up for victory. However, Main's now using his Transcendence to keep himself alive. Eng's going to go down, and that will be Eagle Gaming pushing off ever so slightly. Pedal to the medal, though, as Hip does have that Transcendence available to him.
Heavy investment, but Hip has the Transcendence, and down comes the Earth Shatter.
Oh, Shatter straight on the ground. Super Fluke finds one kill, but Chow ends up finding two. That'll be Main still left on the point. Chow does get demeched eventually. It was all on that Graviton Surge. The Shatter didn't matter in the end. Super Fluke does end up investing that ultimate, but they end up speeding forward to try and get a little bit more damage on CIS Hope. Punish Sharek for being out of spawn.
Their respawns are going to be moving a cart as well, and Hip was incredibly brave there. He knew that because he had the rally armor, he was going to be incredibly difficult to take down. So he was basically moving up into melee range with Main and just throwing the orbs into his face with a little bit of an extra slap. He was throwing hands at his fellow monk, probably broke some kind of Omnic code.
Probably that, yeah. I don't really want to see a 1v1, not when Hip has the armor, of course. It's incredibly difficult to take down. 300 HP Zenyatta is very terrifying, even to the scariest of DPS. And now that Shatter is going to come down, and their Transcendence as well is going to keep them all alive. That bomb is going to execute Kenzie there. Very, very nice from Nico, making sure that CIS Hope can't push and capitalize on that Graviton Surge. Now, however, Leaf is just going to be able to surround the D.Va, and this time around, it will be Eagle Gaming once more wiping. However, you got to keep this in mind. Aang still has that Sound Barrier, and they're going to be very quick to spawn, although Cardis has that grab.
Main there tried to use the Transcendence, and Hardest laying down the Graviton already.
Graviton on 5 people, Sound Barrier to keep them alive, but Super Fluke and Nico, they've just got nowhere to go but the spawn of CIS Hope. Super Fluke has got to be gold damage at this point. He has had so many shatters, and these Gravitons coming out as well from Nico are absolutely incredible.
Gold damage, by the way, full completion, by the way, from Eagle Gaming. They have fixed whatever woes they had on Rialto before. Going up against CIS Hope now, this is, I think that might be a record time in terms of competitive Overwatch completions of Rialto.
3 minutes 11 seconds is a whole lot of time in the bank for Eagle Gaming. It's now CIS Hope's turn to attack. However, can you really beat that? It felt like the cart didn't stop. CIS Hope did win one fight initially, but it was just momentum and the rolling of ultimates from Eagle Gaming. CIS Hope slightly indecisive in their picks, was switching up every now and then, just didn't build up the bank of ultimates like you were talking about before.
Yeah, they kept having to abandon ultimates that they had, having to move over to the Lucio, use that Valkyrie in a less than ideal position when everyone was dead, taken down by the Coalescence. It could have been useful in the next fight. I don't know, man. We talked about how the communication could break down on CIS Hope. They brought in a coach for it, but now that they're up against the wall, they are being truly tested by Eagle Gaming. It's potentially just disintegrating before their eyes.
Well, quad tank now for Eagle Gaming on the defense. Leaf, just stick on that hog. He's just so good landing those hooks, and he's going to be able to deal with Unfix so easily. Are CIS Hope just going to send out a scouting arrow to see what Eagle Gaming do have? We've seen Eagle Gaming, along with lots of other teams, take this very, very early fight near the spawn doors. And it's good to do that as well, because you have that Lucio to disengage with that speed boost if necessary.
But you do know that CIS Hope will have done their research when it comes to VODs. I'm not sure to what degree they'll be expecting this, but if so, we may see CIS Hope try and come out so a little bit more high damage to try and battle them on the cart with like a Junkrat or whatever, but it does appear for now that it will be the forward defense. I thought they were being sneaky, but no, they are in your face and they don't give a damn.
No, they do not. Kenzie, you can see. Did you see Kenzie? He was like, Widowmaker, absolutely
no.
not. I'm going to go on to the Hanzo instead, thank you very much. Shark is still going to be able to move the car, and they do have the aerial superiority in Unfixed, and obviously on the veranda as well. Shark is going to go down, and Unfixed claims one here. Remember how close the spawns are, literally right outside, so they will have the advantage in that case, but the healing coming out from Eagle Gaming is a lot to deal with.
Indeed it is, but most of it was taken away there because it was taken down by Unfixed. He still haven't got the payload moving. It's just about started, but Super Fluke's there now, and he's dueling out with Shark.
Yeah, Super Fluke is eventually going to fall as Kenzie pops his head out the spawn door, sends a couple of arrows his way, and a couple of arrows his way of Leaf as well. Finally, they end up getting the secure on the team kill from Eagle Gaming. However, CIS Hope is still going to have to battle them a couple more times. Kenzie, however, has got the ultimate available.
Yeah, look at... I think he's got ultimate available. Look across all of that blue. 94%, 87%, 88%, and 85%. This is the cost, Jaws, of the early engagement. You feed so much ultimate charge by using all that health. And who's down? No one's down? Okay, no one taking a swim right there. Unfixed, getting our hopes up. My heart's skipping a beat. But now CIS Hope are going to have to hold their breath because Eagle Gaming, they're going in hard.
No silhouettes look so good to take a dunk, but no one did. Super Blue now on the car, making sure it doesn't end up moving. Coalescence, very good answer here for that Farah in midair. Look at that beat though. It's going to get dropped as Unfixed is going extremely low in the air. Has to be very careful with that Moira. Has that rocket barrage. Wants to lay it down from a distance. Has to wait for Nico to use those thrusters. However, another boop is going to send Super Blue into the rest of his team exactly where they want him. The shield gets broken and Kenzie does end his life. Self-destruct on top of the veranda this time. And Lil Bo does end up going down. Maybe a few too many wall rides for him is going to net him a death. And that will be Chow finishing up the rest of the team fight. CIS Hope coming up clean here. They don't lose any members in that engagement either.
Despite two clean fights though, CIS Hope still have used 2 minutes to try and get through first point. And you can see how Eagle Gaming here aren't necessarily playing for the fights, but they're playing time because they know how much they have in reserve and they can get a third potentially.
There we go. That's what we wanted to see. Shark boots Super Fluke straight into the ocean, and that will be Nico finding 2 kills with the self-destruct. I think he launched it straight over. Shark is going to waylay Leaf, or in fact Leaf is going to waylay him, but a nice grab on the Transcendent stops the healing for the time being. Going on to the point, Hardest extremely high charge, nowhere near the Graviton Surge, but Super Fluke is going to come back extremely quickly, and he has the Shatter. He finally lays it down, and that'll be Shark falling, and they stop before they reach the first point.
Super Fluke has arrived on the scene. He's ready to lay down the law in the form of the Earth Shatter. And CIS Hope there, they were so close to completing, but it really was that clutch bomb coming out of Nico, taking out both Unfixed and N, which really neutered that push, made sure they didn't really have the damage to see it through. And now CIS Hope, they do have 3 ultimates remaining, both DPS ultimates as well, and they can try and make sure that they make the most of Eagle Gaming being in this confined space to try and defend the payload.
Chow has to do Chow things and launch that bomb into the back line. He is going to get the touch, and there he goes. Self-destruct comes out, but he's all left alone. He ends up finding one, but Hardest is going to make short work of him as well. Now there's only 50 seconds remaining, and Unfixed getting challenged in midair. Has got that puck out of the Mercy, but that means Shark at the front line isn't going to receive any healing whatsoever. This is now CIS Hope, their last bated breath, trying to secure this. Another self-destruct comes out and just eradicates Unfixed. They're still going to hold fast on this point. There's 30 seconds remaining, and Chow's going super low once again.
May well be enough for Graviton Surge.
Graviton Surge coming out, and Hardest is in hit, make a clean sweep, 2 meters, and gaining now is that card away from that point. 20 seconds to go. They've got main Transcendence, they've got Unfixed ult as well.
There are 2 support ultimates, like you said, for CIS Hope. They can make this fight a long one, but so can Eagle Gaming. They've got 2 to match, and Leaf ready to come out once more with the whole hog. Everyone else on Eagle Gaming is so far away, but Unfixed and Kenzie could hold the key.
Sharek gets jumped straight in, Primal Rage, but he gets battered back. Main's going to get battered back as well by that whole hog. The 2 support ultimates now used for CIS Hope. They're still dueling out on the point, and Hardest ends up going down to Unfixed Rocket Barrage. They will find the kill onto Chow as well. A nice, well-placed pin, and they still have to get through the health bars of Eagle Gaming. It's only Hardest dead, and they still have 2 healers alive. They're corralled into this small corridor here, but still 5 meters to go. Unfixed might just be able to find another ultimate here in this fight as he's building up to it extremely quickly. The hammer does strike the 4, and the self-destruct finds 3.
The madman.
Chow and the Roadhog end up going down, and CIS Hope falter at the end as Eagle Gaming claim the series.
And they do. The Eagle is soaring majestically today, and the Bear, like Tridd said, caught in a trap, can't walk out. And now they've suffered their first series defeat as well as their first map defeats in Overwatch Contenders Season 2. And Eagle Gaming, they were stuck in the dogfight. But now they're looking pretty convincing that they're going to get out of there.
Oh my goodness, not only their first loss of a game, but first series as well, like you just said. Eagle Gaming coming back, and a roster that was kind of, where are they going to go in Season 2? Are they going to stick on these tanks? Are they going to go to DPS? 3-3 is definitely their bread and butter, mixed in with a little bit of quad tank. CIS Hope just didn't see it coming.
Yeah, you just can't deal with the tanks. Too much health and too much clutch on the side of Nico as well. They're getting the double kill self-destruct, the single kill self-destruct, and of course the triple to complete the trifecta.
It looked so good for them. We'll see what they can do next week, but that series being over now means CIS Hope, you know, they're still in a very dominant position as they will be heading into top 8. However, Eagle Gaming, they're going to be fighting for their life. They want top 8 as well. We're going to jump over to the panel, and they're going to break down that 5-0 series even more.